Hey everyone, I'm going to do another layout today. I have pulled out my card kit from July of 2012 from Simon Says Stamp. And as you can see, these are the contents that were in the kit. I love these kits. But I'm not going to make a card, I'm going to make a layout with the supplies that I have left. So I pulled a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. This is just Basil cardstock. It's their basics. I think it's craft. It's just their basic cardstock. So that's going to be the background paper. And in the kit was this ribbon, some bling from Pebbles. We have some of these Tim Holtz clips, 2 buttons. Let's see, who are they from? These are Doodlebug buttons. There was this washi tape with love. I don't know if you can see that, but it says with love and it's kind of red. And then there were 18 sheets of this basic gray. There's a stack. You always get a stack of pattern paper. And I pulled these 4 in particular. This is from the Basic Gray Paper Cottage collection. And they're 6 by 6, approximately 6 by 6. I'm going to use these 4 sheets of that. I have this envelope, which I'm not going to use, so we'll put that back in the box. I have the stamp set that's exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. There are some Jenny Bolin label stickers, and then they send you cardstock, and I'm going to use this. This is it's textured, like with Swiss dots. It's got like a Swiss dot texture to it, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to put the rest of the cardstock that came in the kit away and just focus on using these. Oh, I already told you about the washi tape. So, and then I'm going to scrapbook this photo of my nieces Grace and Casey that their mother posted on Facebook a few days ago. So that's where I'm starting, and we'll see where we go. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different today and narrate what I'm doing in the video instead of playing music or, you know, just leaving it without any sound at all. So you guys could let me know if this is helpful at all. Here I arranged those 4 pieces of pattern paper that were from the Basic Gray Paper Cottage collection into a an 11 by 11 square on the paper, and now I'm matting that photo on the Tahitian Princess Basil cardstock that also came in the kit. I'm going to take my Tim Holtz ruler and I'm going to make a 1-inch border around the entire page, and I'm just making marks on there so that I can line up those papers to make sure that my border of 1 inch all the way around the page is even. I'll pull this paper up because it's not even. Even when I measure and put lines on paper, sometimes I can't get them even. My brothers always like to say I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, and they're not wrong. So again, so I'm just arranging those papers to give myself an 11 by 11 inch square. I'm going to erase those pencil lines. And then I decided that that inch border going all the way around that craft cardstock was pretty plain. So I decided to take the small border stamp that comes in the kit, in the stamp set that comes in the kit, and use just Versamark to like put a watermark on the cardstock to create a border around that 11-inch square. I'm using that piece of paper so that I don't stamp to the edge of the cardstock, just around the portion of the paper that I want. I think that's the last one. And then I decide that it needs a little bit more definition of a frame around that inner square. So I take my Tim Holtz design ruler and I'm going to use that to put dashed lines around the outside. And I like the Tim Holtz ruler because it has both vertical and horizontal lines on it. So I line up one line with the edge of my cardstock so I can make sure that all the lines are even. And then I use the vertical lines on the ruler to make sure that they're all the same size, that my dashes are all the same size. Sometimes I just do it freehand, but for this particular layout I wanted it to be more uniform, so I went ahead and used the ruler and used those lines to make sure that they were all even. Now I'm looking at putting that picture down and realize that there's not enough contrast between those background papers and the photo mat. So I'm looking at what to do there, what options I have, and I decided to take that craft piece of cardstock, and it's actually Desert Storm cardstock by Nina from Simon Says Stamp. It came in the kit. And I'm going to use that as a base for my photo and other design elements on the page. So here I'm deciding how long I want it. I'm going to cut it down to make it the size that I think looks best. And then I'm going to mount my photo on there. I thought about using this bling, but then I decided against it. And then here I'm stamping the sentiment, and the sentiment says "You are absolutely delightful." So I'm going to stamp that on the craft cardstock. That's just the extra part of that Desert Storm cardstock by Nina. And I'm going to stamp that in Versamark and then clear emboss it. So the border that I put on there, I just used straight Versamark just to give it a slightly darker craft color. And this, because I really wanted it to pop and stand out, I actually embossed it with clear embossing powder. And then I decide that Nina cardstock, that Desert Storm cardstock, is pretty plain. So I take this Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo stamp and I'm going to put some dots on the background. And I think that's called Large Dots by Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo. I've had that stamp since I started scrapbooking. And if I had wanted those dots to be uniform, I could have used a Stamp-a-Majig and got them all on the page, you know, in a nice non-overlapping, perfectly spaced out manner. But because most of that was going to be covered up, I didn't care so much. I just wanted something along the edges and things that gave that cardstock a little bit more interest. So here I'm going to start mounting things down, or pasting them down, gluing them down, I guess. That's a tag that I just had hanging around from another layout, and I don't remember where it's from. Now I'm using some stickers from the Dewey Decimal Collection by Lawn Fawn. That's the 6x12 cardstock stickers, and one of the stickers says smile and the other one says a happy day. And I'm going to use those in the lower left and upper left hand corners there. I'm putting them on foam adhesive so they pop up off the page. And now I'm trying to decide where I'm going to put my sentiment. And I decide I want a flag to make like a flag banner. So I'm going to measure that out because I can't do that freehand. I have to measure it out and make sure that it's all even, because otherwise it doesn't look like a flag. And I'm going to put that up on Pop Dots too, on foam adhesive, to pop it up off the page. And you'll see that I use a significant amount of foam adhesive because I don't want those things to collapse while they're in my albums. It's probably overkill, but it makes me feel, I don't know, more safe, if you will.
to have those things like that. So I think I'm going to use this ribbon, and then I decide not to. It doesn't really fit. I'll use it on something else. I'm just trying to decide on embellishment now. The main part of the layout is complete. I'm going to take those Tim Holtz clips that came in the kit, and I'm going to add those to the layout. And then I'm going to put these stickers on. These are Doodlebug stickers. They're the teensy type. And I'm putting their names down, Grace and Casey, on that label sticker. Just messing with the spacing a bit there. At this point, I'm looking for something to put the word sisters on there for the title, because the title of this page is going to be sisters, but I can't find, in that particular instance, I couldn't find something that I really wanted, so I just decided to move on to something else. So I put the buttons down with glue dots, and now I'm adding some washi tape. That cherry blossom blue and pink washi tape that I added there is actually from it's from one of those daily deal sites that I ordered, and then the love obviously came in the kit. And all of these supplies will be listed in the blog post for this layout. I'm just adding some of that bling. That's Pony Bling by Pebbles. I guess it's peony. I don't know. It's the name of that flower. I can't say that word. Peony. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. So now I'm just looking for other design elements that I can add. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do about the title, and then I know, and I'm hopeful at this point, that the title is going to fill up that awkward blank square between the love and their names. So at this point I decide for the title I'm going to use these do-it-yourself thickers. So I'm going to mount them down on some wax paper. And as you know, the do-it-yourself thickers have adhesive on both sides so that you can add micro beads or glitter or what have you and make them whatever color you want. So I'm going to just use some glitter here. To spell out the word sisters. So I'm just pulling off that top backing sheet so that when I pour the glitter over, obviously it'll stick. Glitter is not one of my favorite things to work with. It tends to get everywhere. Regardless of how careful you try to be with it, it still tends to get everywhere. So. But I do like the way these letters, I mean, it's worth it in the end to deal with the glitter, especially this glitter. It's like a very light pink. It's almost translucent in certain spots. Some of that glitter is clear, so I like it. It shows some of that white through, and it's also the sparkly pink on there, which is nice, but glitter is just, you guys know, it just gets everywhere. So I didn't plan out the spacing of the word sisters. If there's something I wish I could change about this layout, it's the spacing of this word here. I should have planned this better and maybe put sisters up above Grace's head so that everything could fit inside or on that 11 by 11 or at least inside that black stitched line border, but it didn't work out. But I still like the layout as it turned out, but I wish that sisters was in further. So now I realize that there's some orange in that Happy Day sticker in the upper left hand corner, so I need orange somewhere else in the layout. So I took those Amy Tangerine fabric stickers and I cut one in half and used it in the corners. And here I'm trying to figure out what to do with that awkward space between the word love up there in that washi tape and the word sisters. And here I just took a Marvy punch and punched out a tag from that same Desert Storm cardstock, and I used the Versamark ink pad to ink up the edges of that tag so that they're a bit darker than the actual cardstock. And now I decided here that the tag was not big enough to fill up that space. That it's a very awkward space. So I'm looking at these Anna Griffin rub-ons. They're very old rub-ons that I've had in my stash for quite some time. And I'm trying to decide where to put that. If I had thought again, if I had thought ahead, and that's one of the things I don't do very well. But if I had thought again, I would have made the title of this page Sisters Love, and that would have more filled in that. But I'm going to end up putting this rub-on right up underneath the washi tape that says love. And again, looking back, hindsight's 2020. I would have put that more on a straight horizontal if I had to do it over again, but I put it on an angle, and not totally in love with the way not totally in love with the word love. So I'm going to add some twine to the end of that tag. This is from the Twinery. It's a light pink color. So I'm going to add that. And then I'm using a Bic Market marker in Flamingo Pink to add my journaling. And then I think what I'm going to do here is add the date. Yep. So I'm going to use it's just a date punch from Office Depot that I bought, and I'm using Worn Lipstick Distress ink. And that's it for the layout. So I hope you enjoyed the commentary, the narration, and let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. Thanks so much. Bye.